Meet Mark, a regular user of online dating apps. Mark is a pretty boring guy, medium height, thinning brown hair, nicely dressed, but not immediately charming or magnetic. If you walked into a bar, you probably wouldn't notice him. But on the internet, there are no lonely corners. Mark got on Tinder, so let us watch as he went through his options. The woman he clicked on was very beautiful, with a witty profile page, a good job, and lots of shared interests. After looking the page over for a minute or so, Mark said, "Well, she looks okay, but she likes Donald Trump." Now imagine Mark of 1990, finding out this beautiful and charming woman smiling at him, who would have melted. But Mark of 2016 would simply swipe left without thinking twice. Watching him go through those profiles, it became clear that online, every bozo could be a stud. Did you know that almost 124 million people use online dating sites or mobile dating apps? This is more than 1% of the population. Finding the one among them may seem daunting. But today, if you own a smartphone, you're carrying all of them in your pocket. Even waiting in line at Starbucks, you will swipe through more than 60 faces. In the history of our species, no group has ever had as many romantic options as we have now.
My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to you.
I have not heard you speak 100 words, yet I do know the sound of that sweet voice.
Oh, hello, Kay. This is Nick Baxter.
Oh, hello, Nick. How are you?
I go online,
Welcome.
and my breath catches in my chest until I hear 3 little words. You've got mail.
I think we should meet.
There once was a beautiful girl who was known to swipe left all day until she found a charming prince who was only a mile away.
The concept of online dating. Over the years, dating has changed greatly, mainly due to the available technology. Nowadays, dating services is a $2.5 billion business in the United States alone. Websites and apps bring convenient matchmaking services to America's 124 million singles. However, changing within the online dating sector is not slowing down, especially with the development of mobile phones and possibilities that they bring. Here are just some of the mobile apps available on the market. Each of them has some specific features that make them unique. They do, however, have 3 things in common. Searching for the possible partner is limited to looking at their profile picture, their age, and location. Dating apps are communities. Why? 4 reasons. They promote actions between different users, in this case, men and women. They also have their own system of rules and architecture. Furthermore, these communities are open to join. Lastly, they scale quickly because there is no cost of external production. Platforms, such as dating apps, usually exhibit network effects. In this case, it means that the more choice a person has in picking their perfect match, the more valuable the app is to him or her, attracting new people and revenue to the app. The influx of women in the app has a stronger effect on the influx of men than the other way around. This creates an opportunity to subsidize women in order to extract a higher total value. In addition to these cross-sided network effects, there are also same-side effects. The more men and women on the platform, the higher the competition among the same gender. This has a negative effect on new entrants. But in order to decrease competition, platforms can use price discrimination. The value of the app increases with the amount of users, so indeed, the network effect is very strong. Multi-homing costs, so the cost of using multiple apps, are low. This is because with social media login, it is not difficult to set up a new account. Additionally, demand for different features is high because people want diversity. Now that we had some theory, let's have a look at the dating apps. There are many of them on the market. Some of them are for a mass audience and others are for a niche audience. Some of them are using the freemium model and others you have to pay for. We are going to focus more on Tinder, Happen. So how do they work? Let's start with Tinder. The value proposition of Tinder is that it empowers users around the world to create new connections that otherwise might never have been possible. With over 25 million users and over 1 million paying users, Tinder is the most popular dating app. We probably do not have to go too much into the mechanic of the app. But how does Tinder generate revenue? Tinder uses the freemium model. The basic features, such as swiping and chatting, are for free, but users have to pay for extra features. But users can also choose Tinder Plus with some extra features, such as unlimited swipes and super likes, setting a location and backtracking option. For that, users pay a monthly subscription fee based on age. On top of that, Tinder earns money via selling ads. So what are the numbers behind Tinder? Second app we're going to mention is Happen. The value proposition for Happen is that it is an app for people who value a real connection. So how does it work? Happen also uses the freemium model. People in your physical proximity appears in your newsfeed. You can like them, and if they like you too, you become crushes as opposed to matches. You also have to pay for extra features, in this case, such as sending notifications or crushes to people you like. If you match, you can chat with the other person. So what is the difference, since the functionality is roughly the same and they serve the same target audience? Tinder is much bigger in size, 25 million versus 10 million Happen users. Tinder is creating behavioral pattern in online dating. Happen tries to make it more human. You know, the whole romantic bit about seeing that someone special, but being too shy to talk to him and having a second chance to do it. Why are dating apps so successful? Work-life balance nowadays is really hard to maintain with our hectic lifestyles and busy jobs. Meeting people in a traditional way seems to no longer be an option, and quick dating through an app is more and more common. Let's admit, people are lazy. They would rather judge 50 pictures in 2 minutes than spend 50 minutes assessing one potential partner. On average, Tinder users spend 35 minutes a day on the app and swipe 140 times. Online dating substantially expands the pool of available partners, allowing singles to connect with greater numbers of people. So what about the future of dating apps? Given many privacy issues these days, dating apps will focus on creating trust. Then, dating apps will open up and allow other apps to access users' accounts. Third parties can help dating apps to innovate faster and target new segments to increase long-tail profits. In the meantime, other players, such as Inner Circle, will move towards targeting niches in order to compete with the mass audience apps.